direction. Okay, good. Okay, guys. So stay comfortable, stay relaxed, smile, be happy. So check it out. You can also do the same thing with the lower leg and spread it out. So if anybody complains about the ankle, just try it. Try all the different variations. Because again, when somebody doesn't like, you can spread out the leg loop at the ankle so that it's not so much pressure. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, you have to unleash first. So unhook and then spread it out. Just use your feet. Get fancy. Yeah. So hammock. So it's called hammock pose. That's why I call it a swing. The main sling material, I call it a swing because I have different poses that are for hammocks. Nice. Okay. So now that we're in a restorative position and we feel comfortable and safe, there's another variation that we can do for the neck. So we take the leg loop that's underneath our shoulders and we very gently put it around the cervical spine. Okay? So in this position, make sure your earrings are happy. Make sure your earring wings are happy. Yeah. So once we put it around the neck, we're going to be really gentle. I tuck my chin into my chest slightly. I'm going to support the leg loop and reach up, or I'm going to clasp my hands behind my head and traction outward. So I'm tractioning horizontally. Okay? Now only do this if your neck is happy. If for some reason it doesn't feel good, then change. And then another version, just stay there for a couple breaths, is to actually spread out the leg loop so it's supporting the whole head. So it's, you put it on like a little scarf, right? And now you're supported everywhere. You can even get in and put the swing kind of over the shoulders, and you're just super chill, right? So play with whichever variation that you like, because that might be the one you want to share with your friends, right? But just make sure whatever part of the body is getting the pressure from the swing. Beautiful. Does that feel great? You're like, hold on, I'll be back. Get into deep meditation mode. But I find this is quite relieving for neck problems. If they can get into a position that feels safe and supported, you can get some great tractioning on the cervical spine in this one. Yep, really good, guys. Now what we're going to do is try the other side, just to keep it balanced. So we're going to come back through. I'm going to keep the leg loop spread. So we're going to come back through a seated position with the leg loops at the ankles. It's called a floating Buddha. Okay, and then we release the left leg loop across the ankles. Now if I have the leg loop spread out, I'm not going to thread it through, I'm just going to cross them, but there's enough material that it's comfortable. And then I switch sides. So first I'm going to put the leg loop on like it's a t-shirt and get the extra support with the free arms. Nice, guys. So again, takes a little bit of getting into, but anybody can do this practice, right? We want to get people as comfortable as possible. You can pull it all the way down to the bum. Yep. Now, still engage the hips though. So even though the bum is supported, I'm pressing up slightly to come into a supported back bend here. Now look straight, guys. Beautiful. Now, I want you guys to lean back even more and just try coming into more of a bow. I like to hold on to the leg loop and just feel how you come into a supported bend here. Okay? Make sure the swing is in a good position. Like you can see, you can bring your hands down to the ground. Beautiful. Lots of different ways to play in the supported back bend from here. Hold on to the leg loop to help yourself back up, and let's transition to working with the neck from the side. And it does make a difference when you change the angle. It'll be completely different from one side to the next. Some people, again, noticing the imbalances or the different torques that people have in the spine. One side might feel better than the other. more intense. But just get into a position, make sure the neck's feeling safe. And I do like to do a little bit of what I call fishtailing from side to side. So create a little bit more swagger. And the gentle rocking motion starts to stretch out the connective tissue. Beautiful, guys. Really nice. And this is called a hammer stretch. Okay. Let's do a different variation. Why don't we spread the leg loop out so it covers the whole top of the head. Bring the swing over the shoulders and cross your arms over your chest and let yourself just drop in. Oh yeah. So even here you can feel the tractioning on the neck, right? So good. So just a little, even a millimeter of space in the cervical spine is huge for relief if somebody has a lot of compression there. But of course we do that very gentle and safe so there isn't like a shock, like a trauma, to pulling too much. So real gentle. Really nice. Okay, so slowly release the leg loop from behind the head. Bring it back around. Put it on the ankles. And since everybody get the swing underneath the bum. So while we're here, before we go back into chillaxing, we have our head being supported. Let us know, get it underneath your bum first though. Okay, Bob? We'll pull the swing down underneath your butt. There you go. A little bit more. Lift up. Yeah. And now you can get it over the shoulders and behind the head. Yeah, it spreads out. Isn't that a nice treat? Nice. And so now we're going to come into our windshield wipers. So I like my hands over my head, but you can keep them over your chest. So Bob, can you spread that out so it goes?
Trying to.
Let me help you. It sometimes gets a little twisted, but it is 60 inches wide, which means that it should fit over the entire torso. Yeah, you're just doubled up. I'm going to get this one down.
I was wondering.
Yeah, that's okay. It sometimes does that. Now lift your hips. Go from here. Lift your hips. Yeah, lift your hips. Okay. It's okay. Yeah, the stockings got twisted.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So again, we're focusing on restorative today. Yesterday we learned how to do the floating Buddha pose. We do leg loops at the ankles. Today we're learning how to get into it in a restorative way that allows us to really chill. This is a great way to watch a movie, just so you know. A little heads up. If I ever do watch TV, it's like this. I'll just get my swing and play. So leg loops can be spread out over the heels, which gives you a little bit more support, or they can be bunched up at the ankles. But we're going to kind of stay reclined. And we're just going to let ourselves sway from side to side. Okay, so this is windshield wipers in the floating Buddha. Super restorative version. You should feel really, really good. This would be kind of during more of like a yin practice or at the end of a more vigorous class. You want to get them in swing and get them to relax. Great. So what we're going to do is bring our arms up overhead. So release the swing from above the shoulders, get it underneath the armpits. I grab for the front end of the swing, and then I'm just going to pull it down so it all bunches up right behind my back. And then from there, I'm just going to help the leg loops behind your knees as well. Get your clothes back on if you got all tangled. It does happen. There is a particular outfit for the aerial yoga play that works. Yeah, I happen to make them, but yeah. So now we're back in chillaxing, right? Chillaxing's our number one pose. I wanted to go over the chillaxing flow one more time. So in our outline, we're just on number 2 for the supported back bends. And we're going to be really mellow about it. We could, of course, make any one of the practices more strengthening and more invigorating, but today we want to really drop in and emphasize the restorative. Okay, so I'm here. I'm going to open up into a T. Take a nice big inhale, and then exhale, wrap your arms around the leg loops and dive in for a floating child's. So in floating child's pose, we are going to deliberately let our back round. And we pause. Now we're going to inhale and blossom, so this is called star. So we open up the arms and legs. We lean back with the heart. Keep the hips heavy as much as possible, and this is our first kind of mini supported back bend. Arms are open wide in a gesture of receptivity. And then we're simply going to exhale, sit back down, and wrap our arms around for a floating child's. Beautiful. Inhale, blossom and open one more time. Expand. So arms and legs are nice and long. Heart is pointing up towards the sky, and hips are heavy. So drop your hips just a little more and see what that feels like. Exhale, sit back down. Wrap around child's. Okay, so we're going to add on to the sequence. We're going to come into a bigger supported back bend, a bigger supported bow. So this is how we're going to get there. We're going to straighten our legs out in front of us. We're going to bring our hands to prayer in front of the heart, around the swing. Press the hips up and lean back. So this is not the stay. We like set the intention for our back bend. Isn't that great? So yeah, feels really good. So we're holding on to our forearms. We're stretching the front of the hip. Now grab for the swing with your hands and slowly lower the upper body. So you're going to wiggle to let the swing come into the waist. So another bigger supported back bend. And then if you want to bring your hands down to the floor, you can do palms up. So palms down would be hands down. So overhead if you can. So arms straight overhead. Yes. There it is. You guys got it. So just imagine pouring the energy out from your fingertips, from your toes to your fingertips, right? So we really focus on that long line of energy. So I can call this one ladle. So if you want to go deeper, now this, of course, since we're being restorative, we're going to be as chill as possible. Bend your knees and reach back and grab for your ankles. This might be outside of somebody's range, so we just stay and stop wherever they're most comfortable. But this is a supportive bow.
So you want the thighs turned out, or what?
So in this position, we try to keep the knees in line with the hips as much as possible, but really we're going to be more relaxed than we would be if we were on the ground. So don't worry about it too much, but you want to have enough space for the lower back to be happy. Beautiful. Okay, so from our bow, we release our ankles, we reach up for the swing, we inhale up, exhale, sink the hips down, and just notice how you're going to take a moment. You're still sitting in the swing, great, okay, that works too. So we have the swing kind of bunched up underneath our arms, but you can do it sitting down, so that's okay. Yeah, of course, that would be a little bit of an easier version, so that's great. Mainly because, like you were asking, what you do when somebody complains about the pressure underneath the arms until they get used to it, you pull it down so they can sit. It just becomes more of an elementary practice, but you still get benefit. Let's try the chillaxing one more time, okay? So the flow is inhaling to a T with the arms, exhaling, squeeze and round in. Pull all the energy into the core. Now blossom, inhale for star. Open arms, open legs. And then exhale, squeeze into namaste. So squeeze the legs together, squeeze the hands together, fold into prayer, lean back, lift the hips, reverse namaste. Now reach up and grab for the swing. Now exhale, let it slide into the waist. You might need to wiggle from side to side to get it into the sweet spot. Make sure it's in a comfortable position and then swing the arms down to the ground, palms face up. So with the palms up, this is called ladle. You just feel the energy, long lines from the toes to the fingertips. And then you can bend the knees and go for a bow. So in the bow pose, we reach back and grab for the ankles, pulling the knees in slightly, pushing the hips up towards the sky, pulling the heart away. So we can push our feet into our hands to pull away. Now that's if we wanted to go a little bit deeper. When you're ready, release the ankles. Reach up, grab for the swing, help yourself up. So inhale up, head comes up, hips come down. So we have this pivot point in the body where the head and the hips are going to be like on a seesaw. Reverse